you and I have talked about this a little bit too. And like our other widow friends, like there's something about these husbands that died young. Like they're just special people.
Yeah.
And like, I feel so honored that like he got to finish his life with me, you know, and like he picked me and type of thing because they're just special men.
Yeah. My dad was down with me because I was having a hard time. And I just was like, Tanner is too good for this world. He's so good.
Yes.
So good that like, he's just like going to go to heaven.
Yeah.
Because he's just so good.
I said the same thing about Marcus too.
Yeah.
Like he's too good for this world and
Yes.
he's struggling physically so much, like with all the health things he was dealing with. And like, there's like a part of me that just wanted him to be free from that because like his soul was so good and so special and it hurt to watch him suffer. Like, I know you can relate to that.
Yeah.
Like just watching them, I don't know, be sad or hurt or deal with all the things they're dealing with, like was hard to watch. But at the same time, I just was like, oh, you're just such a great human. Like you're just such a great man. And I said that to him all the time. Like, I just think you are a wonderful man.
Hey everybody, it's me, Shay. Welcome back to Grief Witnessed, where we remember, where we tell the stories, and where grief is allowed to exist without fixing it. All right, everyone, I am back here with my friend, my widow friend, Ashlyn, who happens to be one of my BFF widow friends and also like my personal trainer / physical therapist.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to dive in first with talking about Marcus.
Yeah, for sure.
How long ago did Marcus die?
So Marcus died 4 years ago in last October. So just a little bit over 4 years now.
Okay. And he just had a birthday, right? Like 2 days ago?
Yeah, his birthday was January 12th. So we just had a little birthday thing for him. It was actually super good this year. I felt like I was probably in the best place I've been so far, which is
I was going to ask, like, how were you? Was it a hard day?
Yeah. Day of actually was super good. Like I felt great all day. I was like, I'm in a good place. You know, the next day hit kind of hard for me, which I should know that by now. Like I've had 4 years of this and it seems to do that every year. It's usually the day after for me. Just kind of heavy. Yeah. You know, one of those days. But yeah, his birthday, it was good. I had some of his family over the night before and we just like made s'mores and talked and it was really good. So,
oh, good.
Yeah, it was great.
How old did he turn in heaven?
33.
33.
So, yep.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
32.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I want to know your guys' love story.
Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So it's so funny because Marcus would hate me telling this because when he was alive, he always tried to change it because we actually met on Tinder. Yeah.
Tinder to temple. Yeah. Let's go. Okay.
Yes. So we met on Tinder back in like 2016. We didn't talk. We like met on Tinder, added each other on Snapchat. So it was like a Tinder Snapchat love story, you know, and then didn't talk.
It would be too dangerous to do that these days.
No way.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But we didn't talk for like 6 months. We like met in January, didn't talk for a while. I sent him a snap one day in like July and he was like, whoa, who's this? Like kind of like, I forgot about her type thing. And he was out doing summer sales in Virginia. And then we just started talking and didn't stop talking. And then he came home early from summer sales because we were talking so much. And he was like, I'm so sick of being out here. Yeah. And I actually like brought him home to meet my family like that next week. We just were like super fast. I was like, hey, I want to be with you. Like, I mean, we weren't even like official yet, but I was like, I don't want to be away from you. So come with me. I already have this trip planned. So he came home with me for a week to Colorado. And then, it just like rapidly went from there. And then we got engaged that next December and then married the following February.
How long was that?
So July to December.
Okay. So like 6 months?
Yeah. Whatever that is, I guess. Yeah. July to December. Yeah. When we got engaged and then we got married February. So.
Married in February? Like 2-month engagement?
Yeah. It was just kind of one of those like,
yeah.
We knew, and I was in PT school at the time and that was the only break we had. It was like, okay, we either get married now or we wait till like June or something like that. And we're like, we just want to get married. So we got married in February. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What made you swipe up on him on Tinder?
I love this. You know my type. He looked like a douchebag. That's pretty much it. He looked like a douchebag.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, that was pretty much, I just thought he was super cute. Like I thought he was way cute and very much my type. Looked super fun in his pictures. And then I actually also knew like just a like connection that I had in Provo. I like knew his brother a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, okay, at least I know he's a real person. That was kind of like my thing on Tinder. I was like, okay, if I know somebody that's in one of their pictures, I'm going to be way more likely to swipe up because I know they're real.
Yeah.
So we just kind of connected over just that. Like, I mean, we weren't good friends or anything, but I just like knew his brother a little bit.
But he wasn't a douchebag.
He was not a douchebag.
Good.
Not at all.
Good.
He like had the appearance that he could have been. And maybe some people thought he was.
What does a douchebag look like?
I don't know.
Tell us, Ashlyn, since that's your type.
Just like meathead.
Okay.
Pretty much meathead.
Yeah.
And then just kind of cocky looking.
Uh-huh.
That's how he looked. But biggest teddy bear.
Yeah.
So he wasn't at all.
Yeah.
Which is why we fell in love so fast. Because it was like we just connected so well. And honestly, we were probably both anxiously attached and just clung to each other and like just.
Yep. Two anxiously attached people.
I know. But yeah, we just, I don't know. But it worked in so many ways. It wasn't like a negative thing for us. Like we were both so ready to fall in love with somebody and so open. And so yes, like I could say it was anxiously attached, but also like we were just open.
Yeah.
And because we were both so ready to just like be in it, it just worked for us. Like, we just like moved super fast together.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what were the next, like what did you guys enjoy doing together, you know, when you were married?
Yeah. So early on, and like when we were dating and stuff like that, we honestly, like I was in PT school most of the time. And so like, it was kind of whenever we had a break, we're like, let's go get food. Let's go ride your motorcycle. Let's go for a ride, you know, like, so we just like did little things. Like we weren't like crazy adventurous or anything like that because I was in PT school, which is a full-time gig, like more than full-time job. It's like you go to school full-time, come home and study the rest of the day. And so all of PT school was actually like him helping me study and things like that, which is so awesome. And then my like best friend in PT school was always at our house. So he's like studying with us and just like hanging out. And like we had a great time, like honestly, just being together. Like we didn't do a ton of crazy things because I was always studying. And then after we got married, he actually started getting some health conditions. And
I was going to ask about that. What did that all look like?
Yeah. So he, while we were dating, he started kind of like feeling just, I don't know, just like run down a lot of the time. And just like some things started coming up. He had a couple different things that probably triggered it. But then after we got married, he had like really extreme Hashimoto symptoms and some other autoimmune things that I don't think we ever really figured out. But it was really all hormonal. And so like he was sweating all the time. He was exhausted all the time. He felt like he just like never felt good. Just internally was just like always a little bit sick. And so
did they put him on medication like levothyroxine?
No, because when he got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, they're like, your actual hormone levels are fine. It's your antibodies are through the roof.
Oh, interesting.
Like his antibodies were in like the thousands all the time, like every time we got it tested. But he also hated doctors and he didn't want me to go. And so I was so busy and I was probably a little more selfish than I should have been. I was like, I'm just trying to like finish PT school, you know, that type of thing. And so I didn't always go with him to doctors. So I don't know. I think he, maybe he got like medication suggested and he turned it down. Cause I know he was like the type that very much was like, no, I'll fix it myself. You know, if I got into it, I'll fix it myself. And so we tried like elimination diet, like autoimmune protocols, things like that. He went through a phase where he was walking like 5 miles a day to just try to like
to work, right?
Yeah, he was walking to work. He'd walk from work or from our house in Pleasant Grove to Linden to work.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy, but he just started struggling. So then like that was when he started like gaining weight because like his hormones were just off and it just like progressively got worse and worse basically. And then by like 2020, it kind of got to a point where he just like felt so sick all the time. And like with Hashimoto's, there's things like depression, like poor temperature regulation, like, I don't know, just lots of things. And then exhaustion, fatigue, but then also insomnia at night. And so just got worse and worse. And then the weight gain, which was really hard for him emotionally.
Yeah.
And so then that really like affected him a lot because he very much prided himself on like what his body could do and what it looked like. And so when he felt like it was failing, I remember him saying that a couple of times. I feel like my body's just like failing me and it's not working. And so that was like a tough part of our marriage and something I honestly regret that I like wish I tried harder. Like I wish I had done more to like try to help him figure it out.
Yeah. Why didn't he like doctors? Like, did he have a bad experience?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'll ask him one day. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. He just didn't want to be on medication. He just didn't want to. Yeah. And so I don't know if it had to do with like how he was raised or if it had to do with just who he was, but he just felt like he needed to fix it himself for some reason.
Yeah. And you're like, you are one of the really, I mean, we're all freaking young losing our spouses, but like the way you lost Marcus from COVID.
Yeah.
That's like, he was so young.
So young.
So can you tell us about like, about that, like him getting COVID and what that looked like?
Yeah. So that we actually stayed pretty, like isolated most of 2020 and 2021. So we didn't get COVID that whole time because I work in a clinic with spinal cord injuries and strokes and brain injuries. And so I was super paranoid. Like if I get sick, I'm going to kill one of my patients.
Yeah.
Like
that would be bad.
Yeah. So I was super stressed about that. And so we stayed pretty isolated from everybody and then didn't get exposed or catch COVID until 2021. So like late 2021. And we just got COVID. I mean, just like everybody else does, you know, you just get exposed and we were kind of like, sweet, we get 2 weeks off of work. Like the whole first, I know it's so bad, but at that point it was just kind of like everybody had COVID at that point, you know? And we had been trying to get pregnant for the last 8 months. And so not to get like political or into anything like that, but like we had chosen not to get vaccinated because we were trying to conceive.
Yeah.
And it all felt new. Just, I don't know. He was very much in the type of like, let me see the long term. Like I'll choose to get it after I see like long-term studies. Yeah. Like even short-term studies. He just wanted to see like evidence before he put something into his body because he already had so many health problems. He like didn't want to add to it. And because we had stayed so isolated during COVID, he's like, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be fine. So when we got COVID, he was really worried about me because I had just gotten pregnant.
Okay.
I had a miscarriage and then we had just gotten pregnant. I think I was probably like 14. Yeah, I was 14 weeks at that point.
When we
got COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he just kind of was like, let's keep you like safe, you know, and I was fine. I basically like had a bad cold, not even a bad flu. Like it was not bad for me. And he was good like the first couple days we had it. And then he just started crashing like so fast when we got it.
Like what?
So it kind of started like fevers is what started for him. And like fevers were super high, like scary high for me. But I was like, okay, well, your body's just already has autoimmune
like 103?
Stuff. Oh, like 105. Yeah.
Wow.
Like 105.
Holy.
Like to the point where I kept checking my thermometer and checking myself because I'm like, I don't think it's right. Like this has got to be wrong. So this was like while he was still at home. Started with fevers and he was just like always just like, he's like, we'll just ride it out. I mean, we would like control it with things if we could, but then it turned into like he couldn't keep food down. And then it turned into he couldn't breathe. And so I think this was like 4 or 5 days into his COVID. We took him to the ER because I was checking his oxygen levels and they were in the 80s. And so I was just like stressing, like, we need to get you oxygen. And he kept saying, I can't breathe. And like,
yeah, that's really scary.
Yeah, it was terrifying. And so I was trying everything I could remember from PT school of like, okay, we moved to this position to breathe better. And we were trying all of the things, but nothing was working. So we took him to the ER, got oxygen. They sent him home and he was just on home oxygen and was fine because that was like Thursday. And then it progressively got worse and worse to where like by Saturday night, Sunday morning, his oxygen levels on oxygen were like in the 70s.
Holy.
And it was like, no matter what I did, I just could not help him. Like, I just remember sitting there like sobbing. I was like, I don't know what to do for you. Like I was so stressed because I was
That's
like,
so
I'm
scary.
watching you crash basically. And
Yeah.
like, I have no idea what to do. And so I took him to the hospital. I mean, obviously, because like at that point, what else can I do? Like I had his oxygen maxed of what they give you for home oxygen, which I think is only like 4 liters, but it still had it cranked up. And so that was Sunday, took him to the hospital on Sunday. And at that time, the like or protocol, whatever they had in place in Utah was that you could have one person in the hospital with you, but they couldn't have been COVID positive in the past week.
So you couldn't be there with him.
So I couldn't be there with him. So that which made no sense because he went to a COVID floor where everybody had COVID.
Yeah.
But because I had been COVID positive, even though I was like not feeling sick at all anymore, but within that past week, I was COVID positive. Actually, I think it was supposed to be the last like 2 weeks you couldn't have been positive. And so I couldn't go in with him. And so I literally just like dropped him at the door and said bye and gave him a hug. And that was the last time I saw him alive, like conscious, at least.
Okay. So you were able to go in there at some point?
No. So, yes. So his dad went in there with him because he hadn't been COVID positive. So at least he had somebody with him, which I'm very like grateful for. And I feel like it was really good for their relationship, like just that time together. And knowing Marcus, he was so stubborn. He wouldn't have let me go because I was pregnant. Yeah. He would have been like, nope,
protective.
Even if you're allowed to go, you can't go. Yeah. So that was Sunday. He stayed on the COVID floor most of that week, was really up and down. By Friday night or Friday, he went to the ICU just because he wasn't recovering. Oxygen was getting worse, you know, so he went to the ICU. We actually did a gender reveal that day in the hospital. Like I did it, like I was over FaceTime and we just sent his brother in. Because my sister-in-law's an ultrasound tech. And so she just did the ultrasound for me that day, sent her husband in, which is his brother and also his best friend. And he brought him a little gift and like he pulled it out to like see that it was a boy. So we did that all over FaceTime. I still can't watch the video. Like it just is, it breaks my heart because he's like on all the machines, like everything. It's super hard to watch. But that was Friday. Saturday morning, he decided be intubated because he
made the decision
from what I know. Like I wasn't there, but he said basically what the doctors told him are like, you have, I think they said your age or 100 minus your age. You have like a 72% chance of survival is what they said. And I think he liked those odds.
Pretty high.
Yeah, it feels pretty high because he was 28. Did I do math right?
I don't know.
Whatever. Something around in the 70s, I guess. And so he just decided, he's like, I think this is the best course of action. So he basically like FaceTimed all of us and told us, like he put all of his siblings, he's one of 7, put all of his siblings and me on a FaceTime and just told us what he was doing because he was exhausted at that point. Like he was just like fighting for his life for a week.
Yeah.
And so he called and just basically said, I love you, you know, like, anything happens, take care of Ashlyn, that type of thing. And then talk to me on FaceTime by myself, basically saying like, I love you, like that type of thing. And then.
Yeah. How was that conversation?
I don't remember. I truly don't remember. I've blocked it out. I just remember I sobbed the whole time. Like that's all I remember is I was so scared and I sobbed the whole time.
Yeah.
We hung up. I like felt this like overwhelming peace. Like it's going to be okay. Man, it's going to be okay. Like I just feel good. Somebody rang my doorbell. One of my neighbors like brought me something. I remember talking to them at the door saying that like, I feel really good about it. Like, I think this is going to be okay. And then I go back to my phone and I had like 6 missed calls and it was the hospital saying, hey, when we intubated him, he coded. And so we're going to make an exception and just come like, cause we were able to revive him, but he's in a coma. And they're not sure if the coma is from the medication that they did to give him put him in the coma, or if it's from like brain loss of oxygen from coding. And so they're like, either way, just come be here with him. And so I like drove as fast. Well, my mom drove me. She had flown into town like 2 days before, thankfully. She drove me there. I just like sobbed the whole time. Got in, ran in, suited up, like they made me put everything on, you know, and just like sat there with him the rest of the day. They were able to revive him, but he never really regained consciousness.
Mhm.
But like at one point he squeezed my hand and it was like I very much knew it was like him doing it and not just like a reflex. And then just like progressively crashed over that day. Like he just went in, all of his organs failed. They put him in dialysis and his blood clotted, the whole machine, it didn't work. Like his body, literally just every system failed. Like respiratory, lungs, kidneys, digestive system, everything shut down. He was like being iced to cool his temperature. Like it was just like, I remember watching the nurse and like, I was still like, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Like, of course, like you're not going to think he's dying. But I remember looking at that nurse and she was like running around like a crazy person, just trying to like medication, just trying to stabilize him basically. And then by that night he like crashed. Yeah. So I watched him do CPR and they're like, do you want to keep going? I was like, yes, keep going. And he ended up not making it. But I remember sitting in the hallway, like while they were doing a CPR. Cause like at first I was with him and then I was like, I can't be in the room. I stepped out in the hallway and I had actually just I don't know how much before, I was just kind of like fascinated by widows for some reason and like their stories. Like I just remember reading a ton of widow blogs and like I actually knew a couple widows, like my roommate's cousin, Brittany Smith, actually had been widowed while Marcus and I were engaged. And I remember just like empathizing with her so much. And I didn't know I was empathizing at the time, and I just remember another widow's story about her being in the hospital hallway, like a picture of her just like sinking to the floor in the hospital. And all I could think of in that moment was like, oh my gosh, this is happening to me. Like this is the exact same thing she was talking about in her blog. And it is happening to me right now. Yeah. And he ended up obviously not making it. And
were you with him?
I was.
Okay.
I had gone back in when they said, do you want us to continue CPR? I was like, yes. And I went back in him and I just like sat at the foot of his bed and like just held his foot, and I actually kept like, he had just broken his toe while we were moving like a couple months before. And I kept like moving that toe because I thought maybe if I like make it hurt really bad, like I'll wake him up. I know it's so illogical, but the things you do, right?
Yeah.
I just was like, he hated when like it hurt so bad. Yeah. So I kept just like cranking that broken toe thinking like, man, if I give him enough pain, maybe it'll like wake him up. But obviously it didn't because we're here. So yeah, at that time I was 16 weeks pregnant. Yeah. There's my story. It's real heavy and it really sucks.
Yeah. Just freaking trying not to cry the whole time you're telling the story.
I've gotten really good at just like telling it like it's
fact. Totally.
Yeah. I like don't know how to
it's
really
just
cry
information.
Because it's just information. Exactly.
Yep.
Because if not, it's like if I process what actually happened, like too much for me to hold.
So you're 16 weeks pregnant. Now you're a widow.
As a boy. Yeah.
As a boy.
Yeah.
And he's really cute.
He's the cute.
He's the cutest little guy.
He's my favorite.
Yeah. I'm curious, how was delivery?
Yeah.
Like, did you feel close to Marcus? Like, how was that experience for you?
So then I had a terrible pregnancy after that,
great.
Obviously, because that's what happens, right? So, well, I think like my body just didn't handle trauma well. Yeah. It was just kind of like shutting down.
Body keeps the score.
Exactly. Body keeps the score. So I had like preeclampsia that didn't get diagnosed until I delivered. And then I also had macrosomia, which is like a fetus that's too large. And then
because Marcus was freaking huge and you're like this big.
Yes, I know. Yeah, Bentley was supposed to be 12 pounds. Like if he went full term.
Marcus was 6'4".
He was 6'3", 6'4".
And you're 5'1".
And I'm 5'1". Yeah.
Yeah. And the OB said, what were you thinking?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yes. So I had polyhydramnios as well, which is too much fetal fluid. Okay. And so like I looked like I was carrying one of those like physio balls.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
I looked like I had that right here in front of me all the time. And because I'm 5'1", right? So I really didn't have a choice. But yeah, so it was like just a really rough pregnancy. I went on like bed rest at the beginning of March, and that my C-section was scheduled for like very beginning of April, I think. Because they were just like, at this point, you can't do it by like, this baby's going to be huge. Like you can't push him out. And I was like, okay, you're right. You're right. I'm not even going to try. He's going to be huge. I don't want to like have any more complications. Right. I just don't want to make anything worse. Life's really hard. Like, I don't even know if I could push him out by myself without Marcus, you know? And so scheduled C-section, I kept going in because I kept thinking my water broke, but like, I just was so preeclamptic. I had fluid oozing everywhere. Like, I know that's super gross, but I thought my water broke because I was like, would wake up with like fluid all over me because it was just bad. Anyway, so then.
And they didn't diagnose you?
No, because the little medical assistants were like, oh, sit down and we'll take your blood pressure again because it's high. And then it would be normal because I was sitting.
Yeah.
You know? And my blood pressure is like naturally low. And so I was still like in range. Yeah. Anyway, but I went to the hospital 3 weeks before he was due. Yeah, 3 weeks before he was due. And I was like, I think my water broke. And the nurse was like, it didn't, but girl, you're sick. Like, we're going to have this baby today.
Yeah.
So this is a crazy story. My OB, I had actually never met him, but I had worked with other OBs in practice. But it was his first day back after being hospitalized for COVID.
Oh, wow.
So he was in the same hospital and heard Marcus die. So he was in there that whole time. So he's like, I remember hearing you in the hallway. I remember him dying. I remember all the things. And so it was just this like extremely special connection because he was like, I was on the other side and I thought I was going to die. And I know what Marcus was in that moment, like as he was in the hospital that week. I know how terrible it was. And he was like, I wanted to die. I was that sick. And so I don't know, for some reason that gave me a little bit of peace of like, Marcus is okay. I don't know anyway. And then also my nurse, her daughter was Marcus's nurse. So it was just like so many connections and it was all just who was there that day. It wasn't like planned or anything like that, which is what was beautiful. And so my doctor was like on oxygen as he delivered Bentley, did the C-section. So like literally his first delivery back from being so sick. So it was just like a really special birth. Like I've had a really good team. Like I feel like that nurse just like carried me. My doctor was just so empathetic. Like they were just amazing. The actual like birth process was great because they were just the best people I could have had. But then Bentley wasn't breathing because it was 3 weeks early and it was C-section. And so he went in the
little
NICU.
lungs, yeah.
Exactly. So he went in the NICU for just a couple hours.
Yeah.
So then he was fine. Then he was jaundiced. So then we were dealing with all that. And then after I went home, I developed, or I still had preeclampsia. So I had postpartum preeclampsia. So I was rehospitalized. And so I remember sitting there, like my mom and dad are like absolute saints, like putting Bentley under the lights, doing all these things. I'm there. I'm not allowed to move. I'm on magnesium. So I don't have a seizure, all these things. Yeah. I started cracking up. I was like, what
I can't even believe
happening right now? Like, what is life? Like, how am I still alive? Like, what is happening right now? So I honestly have dissociated a lot from that time. So I don't remember a lot of like after his birth, all of those things. I just remember everything sucked.
Yeah.
It just sucked. And we lived in my parents' basement. We moved into my parents' basement. Mm-hmm. They moved here after Marcus died and just like are the best. They're saints.
Amen to that.
Right?
Yeah.
So they've just been amazing taking care of Bentley. Like that's who he's with right now. It's just great. But the whole pregnancy and birth was just like sucked. It just sucked. Like really sucked.
How is it having a piece of Marcus?
Love it.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing.
Yeah.
I remember while I was pregnant, before I found out gender, I was like, if it's not a boy, I'm going to be really pissed at the universe. Because like if Marcus dies, I need it. Like I need it to be a boy. I just need a little piece of him. And he is his mini, like looks like him, acts like him, all the things.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Is he like percentile wise? Is he always in like the 99th percentile?
Yeah. Always in the 99th.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. Yep.
Yeah.
He's almost 4 now, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. He's growing like crazy. He's so fun. Sometimes it like kind of makes me a little bit mad because I'm like, Marcus, he's doing all the things that like you would do. And I don't know how to handle them. So like, why are you not here to like help him work through these things? Just like personality wise, it's like things I want to like be like, no, that's wrong, but I'm
Yeah.
like, it's more Marcus's personality.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But
Is that how you were to Marcus when you were married too? No, Marcus,
yes,
that's wrong.
Yes. And he just very much did things his own way.
Yeah.
Like he just did it the way he wanted to, he didn't like the rules, didn't like following procedures, things like that. And I'm very much like everything's by the book, where I used to be. I'm a lot better now, but just do things the right way. There's a right way and a wrong way.
Yeah.
You got to do them the right way. And Marcus is like, nah, like who says that's right? Let's analyze that and let's like dig in and
critical thinker.
Yes, very much. And I was like, no, I don't even know how to do that. Like I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's too much for me to process. So Bentley's like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went to gymnastics class yesterday and he's like, I think I'm going to be a tiger, like all of gymnastics. So he's crawling around. I'm like, no, they want you to do this. And he's like, no, I'm a tiger. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Bentley. We love him.
He's so fun.
Okay. So I want to like shift gears just a little bit and kind of talk about like an overall maybe perspective, but I'm curious, how have you, or do you plan to move forward in life with your love of Marcus and then also just moving forward in life and in love?
Great question. And I feel like that has been the hardest thing for me. It's a very like complicated thing, I think, for widows to figure out how to like hold that space, but also be open to like loving somebody else. And it's something I really didn't start dating until like last year. It's been like a little bit over a year now that I started trying even. And had some good experiences, some like okay experiences, and some not great experiences.
Okay.
But I think for me, it very much has to be a person that is willing to hold space for Marcus. And not,
Amen.
Yeah. And not just like hold space, but also like talk about him and be open to the fact that like I still love him and I will still love him for the rest of my life. And Bentley will still talk about him. Like that's his dad. Like it has to be somebody who is okay holding that and also talking about that. And I think that takes a very special person.
Very confident person.
Yes.
I think. Like
confident in themselves.
You still love them.
Yes.
And just because you also love Marcus does not mean that you don't love them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so for me, I like have tried dating apps. I've tried all the things. And I just feel like that is not how I'm going to find them because I don't know. I like douchebags on dating apps, like that's what I'm attracted to. And then usually the guys that look like that aren't emotionally capable of holding space for that. And so for me, putting my effort into myself rather into dating is like how I have felt good about like moving forward in life. And so changing a lot of things that I like would have done or that I was doing with Marcus. Like my lifestyle is much healthier now. Like what
are you doing
different things? Yeah. So like I work out a ton.
Yeah, you do, girl.
What I do all the time. I have a lot of
check out your muscles.
No, stop. I have a lot of like physical goals I want to hit, but also I have taken a big step back from my work. And so I could be a mom because that was something that was super important to me. I wanted that time with Bentley, especially while he's young. And so a lot of my life right now is just like winging it. I don't know. And just going with what feels good in the moment. And so like right now it feels good to be at home with Bentley, but like maybe in a year I want to go back to work more, I don't know. And so I don't have a lot of plans for my life, but like I have goals that I want to work on, I guess. And so I've just been trying to develop things that are important to me. And like, that's how I'm kind of carrying him with me is like, he would want me to keep progressing. He'd want me to grow. He'd want me to do things that make me happy. And so I feel like that's how I carry him now, at least is like, he wants me to be the best version of myself rather than the version I was with him. Not that that was bad, but it's like I think he would want me to change in the ways I need to and want to. And then like with love, I'm very open to it, but I'm not really looking for it because I feel like that just like made me frustrated because I just wasn't finding what I was looking for because I know what it feels like to be loved unconditionally because Marcus he was just amazing. Like he was an amazing husband, like really an amazing man. And I know what that feels like and what I would look for somebody. Not that I would want the same thing, but I know what it feels like to be, I don't know, loved. And not that I would expect someone to like love me right away, but someone who wants to put energy into me and Bentley and into our lives and be open to everything that we bring, it's just going to take a special person. And I feel like looking for that made me frustrated. And so then I just am like, I am not really looking for it, but if I find it, I'll know.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, overall, your experience of like losing Marcus and just seeing how fragile life is and that like literally we do have an expiration date.
Totally.
Do you feel like you have gained just, I don't know, a unique perspective? And if so, what do you feel like that perspective is?
Great question. Yes, definitely. Short answer is yes. I have a unique perspective. I think for me, the biggest thing is like living life in a way that makes you happy and like brings joy and trying to be your best, because you never know when it could end. And what is most important are the people around you, at least for me. And so like all of these plans I had of like, I need to save money, I need to buy a house, you know, like the things that society tells you to do. If they don't make you happy, then like they're not worth doing. Not that they're not things you need. Like you obviously have to do certain things like to survive, but just pursuing like what brings you joy. I feel like that is what I've learned the most of. I never know when it's going to end. So like, let's make it count and like, let's have a fun time and let's live life in a way that makes me happy so that I can look back one day if I do survive a long time and say, yeah, I lived a great life. And if it ends soon, I'll have no regrets.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thanks.
Okay. Last question. What is your favorite memory of Marcus?
That's a good question.
Or you can share multiple, but
okay, this one might make me cry a little bit, but
that's okay. We like tears,
right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite memories was like around a Christmas time. We had just like moved into an apartment and I set up we just set up our Christmas tree together, and our wedding song was like an Ed Sheeran song.
Which one?
I don't even know how to say it. Tenerife, see?
I love that song.
That was our wedding song. And I love it because like the lyrics in that song, I'm like, are so fitting for his short life, because it says like, should this be the last thing I see, I want you to know you're enough for me. And I just like felt that. And I don't know if that's the song we're listening to or another one, but I just remember I just started tearing up. Like I just started crying and we just started slow dancing like in our living room. And all I remember seeing was just like the lights like blurred behind me, like my tears and him. And it was just like such a memory of like how much he loved me and how much I loved him, and just the like bond we shared. I don't know. I just think back to that moment. We had a couple other moments like that of just like slow dancing with each other in our house. And I just think back to those and think like, I see his face like looking at me and like the smile he had and love he had for me. And like, those are some of my like favorite memories, just because I love him so much and he loved me so much. And I just carry, like whenever I'm having a hard day, I think back to like that face I can remember of him just like smiling at me. I feel like that's how he looks at me now too. And just love it. So that's one of my favorites.
He's goofy.
He's goofy.
He's goofy like Tanner.
So goofy. Yeah. Yes. And I love that. Like one of my favorite, like this isn't really a specific memory, but like couple different memories like pieced together of him. Oops. He just could like carry a conversation and make everybody in the room laugh. Like he just would just tell a story, and the way he told stories, oh my goodness. You were like in it with him, just like sitting there, like waiting on edge for the next thing. And then he would just have you howling like at the story. Like we just all are laughing, everybody in the room. And I just loved that about him.
Yeah.
There's another time like on a car trip, he was telling me a story and I was like, are you making this up? Like, are you telling me about a movie? Like, cause it was so detailed, and like, he just was a great storyteller. And like, I have a couple different things he's written and like poems he wrote and things like that. And I love keeping those with me because he was so good at that too. So that's one other thing I love.
I love that.
Yeah.
Our boys, they're so sweet and they're so funny.
So funny, so sweet, so special. And I feel like you and I have talked about this a little bit too. And like our other widow friends, like there's something about these husbands that died young. Like they're just special people.
Yeah.
And like, I feel so honored that like he got to finish his life with me, you know, and like he picked me and type of thing, because they're just special men. Yeah. And I don't know if they were like destined to die early. I don't know. I don't know any of that. But I feel like we've talked about this, and everybody else whose husband has died young, there's just something that like connects all of them together,
Yes.
of them being like special humans that just really like lived life so fully and so beautifully in the short years that they had.
Yeah. I remember when I knew that Tanner was going to die, it was probably like 2 years before he died. But I knew.
Yeah.
And I just remember just sobbing one night. He was on a cancer retreat with some guys. They were fishing. And I was just crying, and just, my dad was down with me because I was having a hard time. And I just was like, Tanner is too good for this world. He's so good.
Yes.
So good that like, he's just like going to go to heaven.
Yeah.
Because he's just so good.
I said the same thing about Marcus too.
Yeah.
Like he's too good for this world, and he's struggling physically so much, like with all the health things he was dealing with. I'm like, there's like a part of me that just wanted him to be free from that, because like his soul was so good and so special, and it hurt to watch him suffer. Like, I know you can relate to that.
Yeah.
Like just watching them, I don't know, be sad or hurt or deal with all the things they're dealing with, like was hard to watch. But at the same time, I just was like, oh, you're just such a great human. Like you're just such a great man. And I said that to him all the time. Like, I just think you are a wonderful man. Like you're just a great man.
Yeah, we got some good ones.
We did. I know.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Anytime.
And I'm so grateful that I have you and the Young Hot Widows of Utah group.
Me too.
You guys are some of my favorite people.
I feel like it saved me. Like there's early on, like is when I met some of these widows, and it was just like, I needed this connection, like to other people that are going through it too. Because it's hard to do alone. And it's hard when people don't get it. Like, not that people aren't nice, but it's like, there's something about someone who isn't gonna be like, I'm so sorry. You know, like it's someone who...
The dark humor.
Yeah. Dark humor. We love dark humor.
Yes, we do. Oh yeah, we do.
I love dark humor. It's the best.
You guys, I wish you could come with us when we like have dinners together and hear the conversations that we have.
They're so funny. I mean, they're a little bit unhinged, and like sometimes
not a little bit. They are.
They're a lot, like pretty dark, but it's like healing in a way that I don't know why we need that dark humor, but we do. So,
well, I love you. Thank you for sharing your story.
You're the best.
Okay. Thanks, guys.